Above all things, reverence yourself. Know thyself. Choose rather to be strong of soul than strong of body. No one is free who has not obtained the empire of himself. The most momentous thing in human life is the art of winning the soul to good or to evil. Educate the children, and it won't be necessary to punish the men. Silence is better than unmeaning words. Learn to be silent. Let your quiet mind listen and absorb. Be silent, or let thy words be worth more than silence. It is better to be silent or to say things of more value than silence. Rest satisfied with doing well and leave others to talk of you as they will. Choose always the way that seems the best, however rough it may be. Custom will soon render it easy and agreeable. As long as man continues to be the ruthless destroyer of lower living beings, he will never know health or peace. Truth is so great a perfection that if God would render himself visible to men, he would choose light for his body and truth for his soul. Reason is immortal, all else mortal. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in a few. Wisdom thoroughly learned will never be forgotten. Most men and women, by birth or nature, lack the means to advance in wealth or power, but all have the ability to advance in knowledge. Begin thus from the first act, and proceed, and in conclusion, at the ill which thou hast done, be troubled, and rejoice for the good. He who cannot refrain from anger or his passions is no man, but a beast. There is nothing so easy but that it becomes difficult when you do it reluctantly. Above the cloud with its shadow is the star with its light. As long as laws are necessary for men, they are no longer fit for freedom. The experience of life in a finite, limited body is specifically for the purpose of discovering and manifesting supernatural existence. Thought is an idea in transit. None but God is wise. Some are slaves of ambition or money, but others are interested in understanding life itself. These give themselves the name of philosophers. If you're asked, "What is silence?" respond, "It is the first stone of the wisdom's temple." He buries gold who hides the truth. It is difficult to walk at one and the same time many paths of life. Remind yourself that all men assert that wisdom is the greatest good, but that there are few who strenuously seek out that greatest good. You will know that wretched men are the cause of their own suffering, who neither see nor hear the good that is near them. Don't try to cover your mistakes with false words. Rather, correct your mistakes with examination. In anger, we should refrain both from speech and action. Strength of mind rests in sobriety, for this keeps your reason unclouded by passion. Concern should drive us into action and not into a depression. Man is the most mysterious of all the animals. The soul of man is divided into three parts: intelligence, reason, and passion. Intelligence and passion are possessed by other animals, but reason by man alone. Let no one persuade you by word or deed to do or say whatever is not best for you. Don't eat your heart. Do not go to bed until you have gone over the day 3 times in your mind. What wrong did I do? What good did I accomplish? What did I forget to do? When a reasonable soul forsaketh his divine nature and becometh beast-like, it dieth. A good soul hath neither too great joy nor too great sorrow, for it rejoiceth in goodness, and it sorroweth in wickedness. The soul has dyed the color of its thoughts. Lust weakens both body and mind. As the sea crab swimmeth always against the stream, so doth wit always against wisdom. It is only necessary to make war with 5 things: with the maladies of the body, the ignorances of the mind, with the passions of the body, with the seditions of the city, and the discords of families. Practice restraint over appetite first, as well as sleep, lust, and anger. There is geometry in the humming of the strings. There is music in the spacing of the spheres. One must choose in all things a mean, just, and good. No man is free who cannot control himself. Assist a man in raising a burden, but do not assist him in laying it down. As soon as anger begins, the memory of past evils is awakened. You should make great things, not promising great things. Having departed from your house, turn not back, for the Furies will be your attendants. Hate and fear breed a poison in the blood, which if continued affects eyes, ears, nose, and the organs of digestion. Anger begins with folly and ends with repentance. If there be light, then there is darkness. If cold, heat. If height, depth. If solid, fluid. If hard, soft. If rough, smooth. If calm, tempest. If prosperity, adversity. If life, death. None can be free who is a slave to and ruled by his passions. We come from God, as the tree from the root and the stream from the spring. That's why we should always be in contact with Him. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. Sooner throw a pearl at hazard than an idle or useless word. Do not talk a little on many subjects, but much on a few. Numbers rule the universe. Number is the ruler of forms and ideas and the cause of gods and demons. Geometry is knowledge of the eternally existent. The octave formed a circle and gave our noble earth its form. Man, know thyself, then thou shalt know the universe and God. We ought not to quit our post without the permission of Him who commands. The post of man is life. The best and greatest winning is a true friend, and the greatest loss is the loss of time. Virtue is harmony. Rest is not idleness, and to lie sometimes on the grass under the trees on a summer's day, listening to the murmur of water, or watching the clouds float across the sky, is by no means a waste of time. In this theater of man's life, it is reserved only for God and angels to be lookers on. Begin where you are. Do what you can do with what you have today. True and perfect friendship is to make one heart and mind of many hearts and bodies. Thou shalt likewise know that according to law, the nature of this universe is in all things alike. We ought so to behave to one another as to avoid making enemies of our friends, and at the same time to make friends of our enemies. Meditate upon my counsels, love them, follow them. To the divine virtues will they know how to lead thee. The animals share with us the privilege of having a soul. Friends are as companions on a journey who ought to aid each other to persevere in the road to a happier life. Friends share all things. Choose thy friends like thy books, few but choice. We ought to behave to our friends as we would wish our friends to behave to us. Yield to kind words and helpful deeds, and do not hate your friend for a trifling fault. Friendship is one soul in two bodies. Honor first the immortal gods as they are established and ordained by the law. Honor your parents and your relatives. Above all, respect yourself most of all. Let not sleep fall upon thy eyes till thou hast thrice reviewed the transactions of the past day. Where have I turned aside from rectitude? What have I been doing? What have I left undone which I ought to have done? Do not do what you hate. Avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. Do not stir the fire with a sword. Time is the soul of this world. To speak truth and to use the bow skillfully alike require practice. The oldest, shortest words, yes and no, are those which require the most thought. Do not say a little in many words, but a great deal in few.